An AI that listens to everything you talk about in the meeting. Do you want that? I'm David Stiernholm, and in the final episode of this season's Done podcast, I share a way to both get help from an AI with meeting notes and have control over what data you share with it. But first, do you know what you can do with the brand new ChatGPT 4.0 that you couldn't do in ChatGPT 4 and 3.5? In my talk, AI in your workday, save time, gain productivity, and reduce stress, I show how you can use AI to get time-consuming tasks done automatically in your regular job every day. Book the talk for your next kickoff. Email me immediately at david@stiernholm.com and I'll send you a proposal. Have you started using Copilot in Teams meetings yet? It's fascinating how AI can summarize an hour-long meeting in just a few seconds and identify the next steps we've agreed upon. While I see the potential in no longer having to take meeting notes manually, I have sometimes been left with a bad aftertaste when reading Copilot's summary of my meeting. Having AI mention that in the beginning, Anna and David talked about how summer is almost here and how Anna will be going on an early vacation too, makes me blush a little. I'm still not completely comfortable with having an AI listen and pick up on everything I say in a meeting, even the small talk. I know that Microsoft and others take data security seriously. Still, I want more control over what information from me is being sent out in the ether and potentially read by someone. That being said, I do appreciate the summaries and bullet point information. Copilot in OneNote can be a golden middle ground. For those of you who usually take meeting notes in OneNote, an excellent place for them, especially for those working on the Microsoft 365 platform, you can ask Copilot at the end of the meeting to summarize what was discussed. Prompt, summarize these meeting notes please, and you'll get a quick summary. What are your next steps? Ask Pilot with a prompt like, what are my next steps from this meeting? And you probably already know, but getting a second opinion may result in the AI identifying something that needs to be done that you hadn't thought of. Has your boss asked you to report on how the meeting went afterward? Ask Copilot to write a draft email for you by prompting, I'd like to report back to my boss about what we discussed in the meeting. Could you please write an email to my boss where I mention the essential points? Use a semi-formal tone. Or something similar. This is helpful, in my opinion. Do this. If you haven't tried it yet, ask for Copilot's help in OneNote after your next meeting. During the meeting, take free-form notes on a separate page in OneNote as usual. I bet you can afford to worry less about taking structured notes than usual. The AI seems to catch on anyway. But you could use the meeting note template in OneNote I talked about in last week's episode. Anyhow, the more you write, the more data the AI has to work with, and the more useful it will be. After the meeting, ask Copilot for a summary, preferably in bullet point form for readability. Also, ask for a list of next steps. When I ask for them to be formatted so that they can easily be copied and pasted into Microsoft To Do, Copilot does a pretty good job. Not a perfect job, but a pretty good job. And while you're at it, try asking or requesting something else from Copilot. It's through experimentation that you learn what's possible. Can the AI write an email about the meeting? Can it find something you didn't discuss in the meeting but should have? Because if you let Copilot summarize meeting notes in OneNote, you have control over what information you share and get some help analyzing the meeting afterward. If the AI finds a next step you hadn't thought of, you'll get more out of the meeting, which means you've used your time better. If the AI also writes most of the follow-up email afterward, you'll save both time and energy that you can use for other important tasks. Have you used Copilot in OneNote for something other than this? Tell me about it in an email. Few things excite me as much right now as hearing about smart and useful applications of AI. The address is david@stiernholm.com as usual. And with that, I'm taking a break for the summer. Thank you to all who have listened, followed me, and booked lectures, courses, and structure training during the first half of 2024. I'll see you again on Monday, August the 19th. I wish you a great summer.